Yo, ladies and gentlemen, what's good? Welcome to another interview segment here on We Create Music TV. Of course, you know me, I'm your host, B. Vaughn. Tonight, we got I want y'all to prepare for what we're about to get into tonight with this, I'm going to call them a super group, right? I don't know if anybody has labeled them that yet, but I'm going to call them a super group. We have super group Loyalty is Timeless. Welcome them to the show. Welcome. Brothers, how y'all doing?
Doing great, man. What's going on?
Hey, I'm good, man. Glad to have the both of you on and just to learn more about you and what you do and talk about your trajectory, your career, and your music. Because I definitely want to get into some of that music that I had a chance to listen to today. So,
Okay.
but yeah, you heard me say supergroup. So I don't know if anybody's ever labeled y'all that, but
Supergroup?
yeah,
Nah, that sounds fire though. I need to put that in,
yeah.
in a song.
I appreciate that introduction.
Super. I'm gonna tell you why. I'll tell you why as we get into it. Why I'm gonna call y'all a super group. So we'll say that a little bit later when we get into the music. But
Right.
man, if y'all would take a moment, introduce yourselves to the audience. Audience members, of course, y'all always know right before they even get into who they are. Y'all know y'all can chime in, ask questions, do all that good stuff, right? Y'all have seen a bunch of these interview segments we've done before. Welcome to the show. I'm gonna hand it over to the brothers. Let them do their thing.
All right. Well, I guess I'll start. Well, I go by controversy. Um, the oldest brother of the group. Um,
Big D, youngest brother.
so we brothers. We from Birmingham, Alabama. Um, you know, we've been doing music pretty much all of our lives for real. Like from singing in the church to our daddy waking us up in the middle of the night. On some Joe Jackson,
Right.
Michael
Some Joe Jackson stuff, right?
type shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if we can cuss on it. Can we curse on her or no?
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah,
okay,
for sure.
bet. So yeah, like that's kind of like our roots. Like we were rooted in like, always performing for the family. Like, whether it's a Christmas party or like Thanksgiving, like we always putting on some kind of show. Like whether he dancing, I'm singing. He wasn't singing at the time when we were small. Like we didn't even know that he could sing for real. So like everybody looked at me like the singer. Like he was the dancer, I was the singer. But as time went on, like people started realizing that he had a voice too. So when it comes to like people always talk about our chemistry a lot, like it's kind of like something we couldn't even help because we've been doing it for so long. When we weren't even trying to actually be artists, we were just being brothers in love with music.
Right. Do you think that's what makes the chemistry gel so much? Is because you're brothers?
Yeah.
Right.
I mean, not necessarily just because we're brothers, because all brothers don't have the same type of relationship.
Right.
I would say more so like what was like rooted in us from like our parents and our family, like just our family values. I think that like built the chemistry. Like whether we were doing music or not, like
Daddy. He was real big on that. That man like always said, your sister, man, make sure you do this. Your brother, man, make sure you do this. Your mother, you respect her like this. Your grandmother, she gets respected like this. He do it still now to this day. Like, unless I'm going with my sister, he like, your sister, that's your sister. Like, so he makes sure you cherish all of your, members, whatever they are to you. He holds them to a certain standard. Like, he makes you know to treat them a certain way. Like, make sure you call your grandmother on every birthday she get.
I know, right? Hey, that was like a thing. You had to call your grandmother on every birthday, right? Even if you ain't seen your grandma all year, know. Like my grandma knew if I didn't talk to her all year, which is crazy, but she knew I was gonna call her on her birthday. That was definite, right on her birthday. So, yeah. So so. I don't want to say that it was well. You tell me, right? As far as the upbringing and the morals that your father and your parents, instilled in the both of you, kind of created that chemistry as well, that connection between how the both of you probably interact with one another and how you interact with your other relatives and things like that. So, but yeah, I mean, because you're right. Controversy. Not all brothers. I know brothers who hate each other. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they ain't never speak to each other. Like, man, I hate you, bro. I hate you too. Or sisters or whatever the case. And they have no contact at all whatsoever. But it's good. It's good when I found out that the both of you were actual like brothers. and that you've been doing this for a long time, I think that speaks volumes about the connection that it has between the both of you, to have that longevity from being little kids up until now, to still be doing it and to still be connected with one another. So because there's a lot of groups who ain't brothers that can't even handle themselves as far as being connected in that way. So
Yeah, I mean, and we still get into it just like regular brothers
yeah, of
do.
course,
Yeah,
of course,
whether it's about the music or whether we just debate, but it never goes past. You know what I'm saying? It never goes past. I say a day. So my daddy, like I said, my daddy and them always told us like all you got in the end is your family. You know,
that's right.
whether blood related or not, like this your whoever you consider your family. So it's how we treat every situation. Like even if we have heated arguments, it's always just like one person trying to tell the other one how they could be better at something.
All right. So how does that play a part in your creativity
You
when
want to
it
answer that?
comes
You
to?
want to know that?
Like expressing
Yeah.
in the
So when you're
music.
sitting down, you're making music or you're writing songs, and
Right.
like, how does that play a part in how creative the both of you work together?
I think the older I got, for me personally, like it made it better. But like, see, when I first got into doing like music and actually recording myself and making
Hmm.
like the songs, I was more so focused on being like impressive. Like, so I'm trying to be the most impressive by saying the most impressive words, how to put them
Mm.
together, how to rhyme them the best. Like, I'm not even more so focused on how to incorporate my family and the things I do on a daily basis. Like,
Right, right.
and he had to kind of tell me that. And once he started telling me, hey man, like you need to put your life into it. Like, so the older I
Mm.
got, it kind of made it easier because I really had to deal with life. Like growing up when I was in high school, because I was writing music in high school like a lot, like overload. But I wasn't going through nothing for real, so I was just
Right,
talking about
right.
being the best. So yeah,
Hmm.
with time, it got easier to express family, my dad, my mom, like all the stuff that we're talking about now. Growing up, being with each other for a long time, and being brothers and appreciating being brothers instead of just being
Right,
brothers.
right.
Like once we see everybody, so yeah, I feel like the older I got, the better and the easier it was to express that in the music. And then
Mm.
it became more felt. And once I started seeing people feel touched by it, like, oh man, this made me feel this type of way. It made me, it like thrive. It made my heart be
Right,
like,
right.
oh, I need to make more of that. Like I got people feeling like this, tears.
Mm.
People crying. Like when you go to a show, they come to a show, they crying tears. I'm like, I got people crying tears. Like this
Right,
is really
right.
real. Like
That's right.
I'm really that. Like so, it just
That's
kind of
right.
that's what made it better.
Mm.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, music is so impactful, right? That the music is tied to a lot of emotions, and so when you
Yeah.
tie your own personal experiences in life and challenges and all those different things, people connect to it. You know what I'm saying? Like I read one of your influences, which is one of my favorite artists, is J. Cole. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
And
Right.
so when you listen to Cole's music, it's like, man, there's relativity there, right? You can relate to all the different things that he's speaking to, which is why some people love him, which is why some people hate him, right? But I absolutely can relate to his music, and that's the good thing is when you can connect to the people, then they have that immediate connection, and they pretty much gonna be with you for life because they understand, what you bring from a musical and creativity perspective to their own personal life. So I think that is dope. So we
Yep. I
actually
mean,
do have a. No, go ahead, controversy. You
now
want to say?
I was about to reiterate, pick back up what you were saying about,
Yeah, for
the
sure.
J. Cole and like being relatable, as like one of the main reasons like we like an artist like him. But I was gonna add on and say like it's not only the relatability, like it's like the soul that you feel. Like um, I can tell that it's authentic. I can tell that you mean what you're saying, and that's just as important as the relatability aspect of it.
Mm,
So I feel like that bleeds through the music, like when it's heartfelt.
right, right. Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, when it's
Right.
heartfelt, people. I mean, people know. People can tell the difference. They can hear it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
When you're just talking about something to either move the people, or when you're talking about something that
Mm.
is club related. You know what I'm saying? People can pick up on the message that you were delivering through the music. So
Right.
so we
Hear
so
it
we
and
got.
feel it. You know.
Yeah, they can hear it and feel it, right? And I think that's the best part is when you can hear it and you can feel it. It brings, maybe it recollects some type of things, that maybe you're going through or that person's going through, or that they may be dealing with, and they heard your song and help them through that. That's when music, to me, is the most impactful, when it can help people in the places that they currently are today and help them be better than what they were, or pull them out of something, right? So, so yeah. So we got a question from one of our so from one of the viewers. So the question is, what separates Loyalty is Timeless from other hip hop groups in the industry today? So what would you say? What is the differentiation between you and some of the other hip hop groups?
What you say? With me? Yeah, go ahead. I tell what I think, and you tell what you think.
Sure.
What separates us? I would definitely say that there's not a lot of groups out per se right now. That's already a separation in itself. No groups out right now like that. It's not a lot of them. I mean, of course, you got the Migos that's out right now.
All right.
And I think that what we focus on when it's time to come in, like go into the music, like the recording process and stuff like that, it's just like the impact we're trying to bring. It's like more so family, values and stuff like that. I don't see a lot of family oriented like groups that are coming up right now, or like artists that are like for the family. You know what I'm saying? And that's what we base upon. Right?
So when you say for the family, what do you mean?
I mean, like the people in our family, like they support us so much. It's just like that's what we do it for. You know what I mean? Not for like the money and I mean, of course, you got that coming, but you want to do it for the people you love. So we kind of like got our family involved with everything we do, like our merch. You know what I'm saying? Our manager team. From the setups we do with our like live performances, like all that stuff, like family oriented.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, that's important. I think that's. I'll let controversy add to what he's going to add, and I'll come back and talk about that piece.
I would say what separates us probably that we both sing, like and there's melodic rap out now, so it's blurred lines between what people consider singing or whatever, like but like we come from like church singing, leading songs in the choir, so like we really can sing if we want to get in that bag. And then
y'all can sing like.
Yeah. So we can. So if we want to get in that bag, we can get in that bag. If we want to get in the hip hop bag, we can do that. If we want to, get in the club bag, we can do that. I feel like we can pop country. We can get it in any lane. I feel like that's what separates us. Like and be effective and authentic in that lane. I look everything feel like y'all gotta excuse me. This my, you know what I'm saying?
Yo, you don't find too many artists that have the ability to do that. Right, because sometimes a lot of artists are boxed in, whether they want to be boxed into this category or not. They usually get boxed into a certain genre. You know what I'm saying? Like, and they stay in that genre because one, that's probably where they're the most comfortable. But two, they haven't really figured out how to express themselves in other genres. You know what I mean? So the ability for the both of you to sing, and I mean like sing. You know what I'm saying? Like. Yeah. That's a difference, because then you can say, okay, we want to drop some melodic stuff, boom, we got that. If we want to do some hip hop stuff, boom, we got that. If we want to do some pop stuff, we got you on that. And I think that is because that adds to longevity. Because what happens is that, once again, it's my people who watch the show know how I am. I got opinions and stuff, right? But that to me provides what your name says, timeless. Right? You know what I'm saying? Classic. The ability to float in between so many different things. Like, you're not going to go out of style just because trap went out of style. You know what I'm saying? Or if trap ever goes out of style, then you won't go out of style, because then you're able to maneuver yourself and position yourself in a different way. You know what I'm saying? To still continue. Like we've seen a lot of artists do. Some artists have faded away because they couldn't evolve with the time, and some people can. So that's just. So it's good to hear that you can go into different bags, because I do know artists who can only go into one bag. So
comfortably.
That's
comfortably.
What it is. Yeah, see, that's what I was trying to say.
It's not like forcing. Like if we're coming up with music, like if we're coming up with something that's up tempo to something that's on a hard rugged feel, which a lot of people we don't hear from us quite often. But if we do, we're not gonna approach it and just try to complete the song. We're gonna make sure that whatever we feel throughout this hard rhythm, like we're gonna make sure we feel it, like, and it's gonna be done comfortably, versus I need to make this song because this is going on right now, or we don't have a lot of these type of songs, right now. Like, you know, we try not to get blurred because, you know, every artist has that going on where they got to figure out, I don't have a lot of these type of songs, so maybe I should create this. But if it ain't comfortable for you, then I feel like you should just, you know, stick to what you know.
Yeah, stick to what you know, because a lot of times people try to
what makes you feel good what makes you feel good while writing the music.
That's right. Yeah, a lot of people like to force stuff sometimes, so they like, let me do this because that's what.
Like, I'm really singing. Like, if I'm singing, like, look, I'm singing for real, like, because I really want to sing. Like,
so Miss April wants to hear them vocals. You know what I'm saying? She wants to hear them oohs come out of there.
She want to hear some oohs,
like a little sample or something.
She want to hear them oohs.
But all they seem to do is try. They try to fit in. But I'm more interested in energy and vibes.
Yeah.
I said vibe. Yeah. See, all they seem to do is try. They try to fit in. But I'm more interested in energy and vibes. Vibes. Yeah.
Hey. I like that. So, hey, in case y'all wondering, they got the pipes. You know what I'm saying? They got the Luthers going on and the Brian McKnights going on in there. So that's what's up.
Look that up on YouTube. It's called Energy and Vibes.
Oh yeah, absolutely. I'm going to check that out. I didn't even find that as I was listening to the plethora of music that I was.
Hey, that's really like our most viewed video.
What? How come
people grab it?
Like our most viewed video out.
I didn't even see that one. I saw a whole bunch of other ones which I want to get into, but I didn't even see. I meant to go check that out for sure. So yeah, I mean, so back to Big D, what you were saying. Family's important, right? So if you can get because that's the thing, and not a lot of people include their family into what they're doing.
Hey, and not to cut you off, but
no, go ahead.
That was a family member under there who just told us to sing.
Right. I figured based upon the last name for sure. But that was dope. Hollywood 1007 said that was a great job. So yeah, for sure. You know, because you're being put on the spot. You know what I'm saying? So.
Oh yeah. I mean, hey, you got to be ready any time.
You're gonna do that.
I can't do that. I appreciate y'all for doing that, right? So yeah, I can't do that no more. But I'm not even gonna talk about myself because people have heard the story so many times. They probably like, yo, just move on, bro. But
back to family, what you were saying?
Yeah, I mean, family's important. You know what I mean? Like, if the ability to include your family into what you're doing strengthens those bonds. So one of the things you have in here in the bio that I received says the music represents overcoming all odds and navigates the life journey as brothers. You know what I'm saying? And then it goes on to talk about in here building chemistry and putting in relentless hours and working, perfecting our skills. We are known together today as loyalty is timeless, a bond created through God that will last the test of time. So family is however you identify family, right? It could be blood related people. It could be people that, not blood related, but been there for you through thick and thin. And I think that's the thing, having people around you that you identify as family that help you on your journey. Because not a lot of families support each other. You know what I'm saying? Like it's like, oh, you shouldn't do this music. Why don't you go get some real jobs? And why are you trying to pursue this career? And are you really trying to do this?
Right. It's like literally, it's like every friend that I met, like growing up, like all my friends, like they would have their issues, like with their peoples, with their moms, with their cousins, like they would have that going on. But like they would come to my crib to be with my people because it made them feel more comfortable. Like, so when I say family, like it's real deal, like a real deal thing with our family particularly. Like, we really like stand on it because a lot of people that, we connect with, they don't have like the same type, and they tell us that it's not that I'm just creating it. It's like, they like, man, bro, I ain't seen my family not like, bro, like your family, y'all so did it. Like, I always get that. So it's like, it's really important. Like, and it made me feel like, bro, keep your family, bro. Like, everybody ain't got what y'all got. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Keep your family because everybody ain't got what y'all got. Like, for
real. So it's just like stand on that and it's like spread that. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people not spreading that right now. Like, that's what I mean by the separation of that too.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So, for the both of you, what have been, as you've been doing this music, what has been some of the major challenges that you personally experienced, and what did you learn from some of those challenges?
Um, well, I say a big challenge we face like is coming up. It was like a gift and a curse. Like how I explained, like how many different styles we could do,
Mm-hmm.
comfortably. Like it was a hard time, like marketing us at the time when it was like, you know, before all the internet and it was like you just go viral and all of that. When it was just like you got to make music a certain type of way for people to accept it. You know what I'm saying? You can't
Right.
confuse the people with all these different styles.
Mm-hmm.
But over time, we had to learn that like that was our gift that God gave us to be able to do that. Like that's what sets us apart. So like we
Right.
can't like keep ourselves inside a box, like just trying to like measure up to like status quo or whatever. Like it's kind of like you just keep doing what you're doing and just keep getting better at what you're doing, and then when it's your time, it'll be your time. And the people who can handle that, can handle all these
Mm-hmm.
different types of styles, they'll be the ones that buy into you and buy into your craft and want to listen to your music. Like so, it's not really about what everybody else is doing and what everybody else thinks you should be doing. Because in the beginning, like a lot of times, like, and it could be just people around you and they don't mean any harm by it. Like, he could be like, y'all sing too much. Like, I want to hear like some bars. Y'all can't really rap for real.
Right.
Even though we know that we can, you know what I'm saying? It was like always trying to like prove a point. Like how he was saying about, kind of over rapping at times. Like, I'm just
Mm.
trying to say the best words and the best rhymes and I'm not really feeling what I'm saying, and it's kind of like breaking out of that box and just like
Right. Right.
being authentic, being yourself, rapping how you want to rap, singing how you want to sing as much as you
Mm-hmm.
want to do it. That was
Right.
like a big, challenge for me. And that's when I feel like you find yourself.
Mm. Yeah, but yeah, I think that's right because that's what people think. If you do too much, then how can people really connect to you because you don't fit inside of a certain, what I'm saying, box. So if you did just trap, then we can put you here and market you to these radio stations, to this demographic, and these particular cities, to these particular, you know what I'm saying? But because you identify yourself as doing so much, it's like, well, where can we really place? And that's what people try to do. They try to place you and figure out where they can put you so that they can say, oh, we want you here in this particular area. I've seen it. I've seen it so many times. I've talked to so many different people. And I've seen it so many times. And people say, whether they get signed to a record label or whether they don't, but especially when they get signed to a record label because they try to keep them in certain little boxes. And it's like, well, hold up, I can't be over here because I do this too. Well, you can't do that right now. You got to do this, right? Because you
Right.
signed to us, so you got to do this. It's like, well, wait a minute. So, 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 so let me ask you then. So, how did you overcome that?
I would say like us being in a group, like
It
it helps a
helps.
lot
Yeah.
because you feed out two different people's energies, like not just one person. Because it's easy to like doubt yourself when it's just you. But
Mm-hmm.
I kind of getting through that. Like sometimes I would have to remind him of that, and sometimes he would have to remind me of that. So having that, you know, it just kind of like we both made each other like keep our eyes on the prize. Like
Mm.
remember, like it's not about what people think; it's about what it is. And
Right.
that's how I feel like we got through it.
Okay.
Yeah,
Dope.
because the social media stage where we had a partner come in and help us do a lot of digital, like with the market, all that. It kind of start feeling like a lot on our shoulders. Like, oh man, this
Mm-hmm.
content piece. Oh man, that content piece. Oh man, like we're not even really content. Like we're not even concentrated on making the music sound like it's supposed to sound. Like we, you know, just
Mm-hmm.
kind of start getting oversaturated with like the best piece of content and stuff like that. And the music wasn't.
Yeah. Yeah, that's the thing. Like one of the comments says, it's almost as though the industry is afraid to put out new stuff out there, wants to categorize versus support new sounds from artists like y'all. I mean, and that's true. You know what I'm saying? Like they have a certain, especially when it comes to industry, right? There's a certain sound they want. There's a certain look they want. There's a certain style that they want. And I mean, when you really think about the industry, it's all about how can we capitalize off of this person, make money off of this person for whatever the run is, and then let's get our money. That's why a lot of people sound the same when it comes to to their style. I will say That's why I said in the beginning, supergroup. I'm gonna tell you why in a little bit. I'm gonna remember that, but I'm gonna tell you why I say supergroup in just a little bit. But
Super cool. I'm definitely gonna
su-
put that in a song.
super.
So,
I'm
so
telling
yeah,
you.
I'm sorry, Bvon. I'm gonna have to. I'll put your name in there too, though.
I'm no, you don't. No, you
Hey,
can keep.
no, ask Khan. Like I'm like, bro. I'm a name
He
dropper.
always trying
You
to
can
put
I'm
say
a
somebody
name
supergroup.
dropper, bro.
You know what
I
I'm
fuck with
saying? Like,
everybody, you know.
look. I don't prophesy on this channel, but some things have come true or have almost come true. Like, um, prime example. Prime example. So, 2 years ago, I had my homie Matt B on this show. Right? He was on this show. Had his wife Angela on this show too. Right? Interviewed them separate times. Both times I was like, you know what? Y'all time coming. Y'all about to y'all either gonna get nominated for a Grammy or y'all gonna win a Grammy. It's about to happen. And they were like, yo, B-Von, like that's what I'm saying. I'm like, yo, it's about to happen. I'm telling you. What happened on Sunday? Who do I see walking the red carpet at the Grammys? With the red shirt, with the red vest on, with the chest
Damn.
out, and Angela had the halo joint, the gold halo. I was like, boom, y'all nominated for a Grammy. You know what I'm saying? Like, just 2 years ago we had talked about that, and we was like, yo, it's about to happen soon. Boom, here it go, right? So I'm saying
Right.
supergroup for a reason, but we'll get into that. But Big D, for you, man, what do you think have been some of the biggest challenges for the group, and how did you overcome
Um,
those?
let's see. I would say probably some of the same things. I had a little bit of trouble with singing. That was one of my humps that I got over, and like making choruses. That was kind of the things that I did. Because
Mm,
with the time, you know, uh, like how you said, it's just like we made music for different reasons. So during that time,
right.
I wasn't freely making choruses. Like when I was making choruses before I moved to Atlanta, and we kind of like was doing what we was doing. I was making like songs. Like I literally would just create like chorus on top of chorus on top of chorus. You know what I
Right,
mean?
right.
Not having any thought into where this would go, where it's gonna be. It's all just sounds like good to me. So I'm going crazy. I'm writing.
Mm,
I'm doing whatever. But like as time went on, like I said, the focus was different on is this beat paid for? Is this beat a YouTube? Like a lot of that stuff kind of
exactly.
just like it put me in a box for real. Like
Mm,
when the real business got involved.
yeah, like I'm like I
yeah.
can't even use this beat. Like my creativity is thinking about is this beat I'm gonna
Hmm.
like okay, maybe I'll not go as hard on this beat because it may not ever get heard or like
Right, right.
that was a real big curve for me, like for
Mm.
real, you know.
Now I appreciate you
Because I
saying
wanted to
that.
make sure everything was done the right way. And,
Right.
and if it ain't done the right way, it's like a waste of your time. So it's just like,
Hmm.
wow, like I can't even have as much fun when I'm getting ready to
Right.
write. You know?
Yeah, man, I appreciate you saying that because I think early on, a lot of artists they just want to make music. You know what I'm saying? They want to make music, and they really, I don't know if the word I'm gonna use is shy away from the music, from the business side, but the business side plays a huge part. You know what I'm saying? Like
Yeah. And
you
you can't
started
just
mentioning
be
like,
making music.
yeah, like you started talking about like YouTube beats and stuff. It's like, well, wait a minute,
Right.
like that has a sample in it,
Right.
but
I'm
this
like,
person made that beat with that sample. Who do you know? Did he get that sample cleared? We're gonna have to get that
yeah, you
sample
like, you
cleared.
like, bro, I just came up with the fast melody, da 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 da. I'm like, oh, bro, I
Like
don't even
we
want
gonna
to
have to
finish the
get
song. I came up with the first two
exactly,
lines.
Now,
This shit's dope,
exactly.
now
but I
you
don't even want to finish the song.
now you got to get new production for it. Then you don't like the
That's
new
right.
production you get for it,
That's
and
right.
then it's that whole cycle. So
Now think about how you're gonna think when you get ready to create your next song
That's right.
after going through that.
Absolutely.
You're gonna be like, oh my God. Like,
Absolutely. So you're gonna be like, man, I don't want to do that again. I've talked to so many
right.
different artists about something as easy and primary as like split sheets. You know what I'm saying? Like being in a room, who's gonna get what, and talk about who's gonna get what type of percentages for songwriting credit, and all that. It's like, oh, I don't want
Right.
to deal with split sheets. It's like you better deal with it today because
Yeah. Like,
you ain't get them split sheets done, boy. They're gonna come back for you.
over
Pri-
with.
look,
you gonna deal with it one way or the other. So
look,
It's gonna
prime
get there.
example, right? Um, I was managing an artist, and the artist had all the songs done for the album, and so I came in at a time to manage this particular artist when all the songs are already done. right? And so I'm like, okay, cool. Let's sit down. Let's take a look at all the paperwork, documentation, where you currently are in this process, so I know where we need to start. And so we are in this process, so I know where we need to start. And so he was like, cool, this is where I am. And I was like, well, wait a minute. So you have all these songs, all these different artists. Where are the split sheets for these things? I don't have them. No, well, we got to go back and do them. And when we went back to do one, that artist was like, yo, I want 75% of the whole song. Was like, what? He's like, yeah, I want to, because we didn't do them in the beginning, right? Equally to figure out what percentages they were going to get. He was like, yeah, I want 75% now. And here's why. I was like, oh my God, bro, it was a nightmare to go back and kind of figure all that stuff out and get the right percentages. And I was like, yo, this one you may have to eat. You're going to have to eat this one because it wasn't handled the way it was in the beginning. You have to eat it. Yep. So sometimes you may have to do that. So one of the questions we have here for you guys is, are y'all trying to go mainstream or work the underground circuit? Where do you see yourself?
I see ourselves, I'll say this, because we get that question a lot.
We're torn, like,
you know what I'm saying? I'm not going to say we're torn. I feel like I'm going to keep doing and walking in whatever direction God's telling me to walk in when it comes to what I'm doing. Like, I can't put myself in the boxes. I'm going to be mainstream or I'm going to be underground. I might be both. I might be the first artist to get love in the underground and the mainstream. Like, I don't know what it is that God has for me. I just know that, we're trying to get as many fans as we can get, as many supporters as we can get that feel like they're a part of the Loyalty is Timeless lifestyle and can relate to the Loyalty is Timeless lifestyle and, family, health, wealth, like all of those things that, we work towards, like perseverance, overcoming obstacles. I feel like, there's thousands, millions of people in the world, that need that want that love that. So our goal and our mission is to get as many of those people as possible to experience, firsthand what we're experiencing, whether it be digitally, in live show fashion, in a pop-up shop. Like, we just want to reach out and touch the people that want to be touched.
All right. So what made the decision to move from Birmingham to Atlanta?
Networking, just more like, we feel like we reached our ceiling in Birmingham. Like, at that point in time, the type of music that we were doing back then.
Right.
We was doing like music that was kind of like ahead of its time. So like, we felt like at the time, like people in the city, like, I guess they didn't know how to take it.
Take it back a little bit. Like, tell them like some of the like stuff that we were doing in the city as far as like all the stuff. Like, we was blowing out all those talent shows. Like,
so everything. I was about to ask.
Right. So we're doing like, this back in the day, we still doing open mics and the showcases and competitions where you can open up for this artist, open up for that artist, and we going and we just killing all of them. First place. And then when we do come in second or third place, the crowd feel like we didn't got cheated out of something.
Right.
Because we were performers. Not only were, was it the songs, we knew how to
y'all don't know anything about that lifestyle. Like, we flipping on stage.
So we got to the point where we just started throwing our own shows in Birmingham and, having other artists come on stage and perform as well to kind of give them spotlight. So, we figured like we needed more room to grow. We feel like, we reached everything and did everything that we needed to do in Birmingham. So we just felt like it was time for a change to a bigger market, a more diverse market. We still was going back home, throwing shows, but we were still building a whole nother, fan base and a whole nother style from Atlanta because it's so diverse. Like, it even helped change the music and grow the music.
Right.
Even though that wasn't the actual plan, it just kind of happened by nature.
So why not LA?
Well, because Atlanta's close to family. Like, we can drive back home whenever we want to.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm always just say that again.
That we be cutting that road too.
Well, we
exactly.
When he put it down there for real.
95.
No lies. Somebody asked me, I went down there last weekend. You still living in Atlanta, right? That's what somebody said. My grandma.
When we first moved to Atlanta, we used to always be going back to Birmingham like every weekend. They said, "What y'all moved to Atlanta for? If y'all gonna keep coming back." So we had to learn to like,
you're gonna keep coming back here. That's right.
We had to learn to like do what you said you was gonna, make sure you down there doing what you said you was gonna go down there to do.
That's right.
You know, and that's when
That's
we
right.
kind of start putting in that time and putting in that work, meeting as many people as we can, producers, engineers, working with artists, and you know, just embodying the whole experience.
So what has your experience been like? And I don't know how long you've been actually. Okay, so let me go back. How long have you been here? And what has your experience been like?
So we've been here for like 7 years now. We got here in like 2015, 16.
Okay.
The time, it go by so fast. Like sometimes I still feel like it's been 3 years, but it's been damn near almost 10 now.
Wow.
How many years have it been?
It's been like 7.
Like 7?
About 7. You can kind of tell them about some of the, from your point of view, what the experience has been, like us being down here over these last 7 years.
I really, it's been like a learning. It's just like a lot of learning on top of learning. It's like, I don't know if it's the age range that I was in as far as moving here, but back home, I learned, but like here, like you really learn. And it's just like everywhere. It's all in your face. It's full of people that know, you know. Back home, you know, people know, but you got to find that person who knows. Here, you can just be walking in the store. You want to figure this out? Here you go. I got all the knowledge for you. I got this type of advice for you. You know what? Go over here. Go over there. They're directing you. They're telling you. You know, it's just right there. It's direct for you. Like, just being here for the 7 years, it's like I've created a whole thing with a dance culture, and I've had throne battles, and like it's crazy. I've been to Memphis, and you know, like everywhere, just doing that, and not even coming here for that. And it's just like, look at that in itself.
Exactly.
You know, so it's just a lot of learning on top of learning since I've been here. Like nothing but that.
Now, I'm just curious. You know, many people move with the hopes and dreams of moving to, you know, a major city. You know, I guess if we had to think about music cities, there's probably 7 of them in the U.S., right? 7 major ones. You got Chicago, Nashville, New York, L.A., Miami, Houston, Atlanta.
You hit about all of them.
That's about right. The
Did
major.
Did you say Texas? That's kind of
Houston. Houston is blowing up. My man Derek out there. My man Derek out there with loud music.
Memphis blowing up right now too, for real.
Yeah. Who else?
Memphis blowing up right now.
Oh, Memphis. Yeah, Memphis. But you said Memphis, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, but Memphis has always been. Memphis has always been. The only issue with cities
where
about music
that still gives me that underground feel, even though that they're like, I don't know what it is, like, but they've been like the top dogs, but I still don't get that. I don't know. I don't get that. I get an underground feeling from them still.
Yeah, exactly. And they have a lot of dope artists that come out of Memphis.
I kind of like it.
Yeah, they have a lot of dope artists that come out of Memphis. But the thing that I've learned the most is out of those major cities, industry is only in a couple of them. Like, drive around Atlanta and see if you see any record labels, like major record labels, or like any PROs, right? Performance rights organizations, or you know what I'm saying? So for me, when I moved to Atlanta, I moved because I do music, right? So I do production. And I was like, yo, I'm going to move to Atlanta. Like, I'm tired of just visiting Atlanta and seeing all the people that I know. I'm going to move there so I can see them all the time. And so it's just different from that. I'm always curious to people's perspective when they move to Atlanta, what they were expecting and what they actually got, right? Because when I moved here because I do production, right? You can see I got a machine back there over on this side, right? I got a machine back there. I got all types of music gear and stuff over here. But I rarely make music the way that I did in the beginning. I do this now, right? I do more film and production and documentaries and short films and you know, stuff like that. And so it's just I've always felt like we move here for a reason, but it leads us to a different trajectory. So in some way or somehow, but it's just I always like to know why, you know, the outcome that people have based upon their expectations of moving here. But okay, cool. So we have another question from one of our audience. The question is, what has been your favorite performance to date?
I'm not gonna say I have a favorite, but I say I have some most memorable ones. I would say a show that we threw in Birmingham called Arts that we used to throw every year. You know,
Okay.
there was one particular one that stood out because it was the last time that I can really remember my grandfather walking.
Mm.
He walked through the crowd, walked up to the stage, and just kind of like shook our hand and gave us like his like appreciation. Like, you know, everything started from him. You know, when it comes to like the music family, as long as I've been alive. Of course, it went further to him, like his father, but it's before I was alive. But ever since we were growing up, like it was always my papa. He was like the standard of like singing in Birmingham and like
Mm.
musicianship. And he passed it on to my father. My mother sung as well. But you know, it was kind of hard to get his like stamp of approval. Like you had to do a
Mm.
lot for him to just be like,
That was good.
that was good, you know, because he's very, like, very, very critical. Like, he's trying to, like, even if you do it good, he's going to try to tell you how you can do it better. So,
Mm.
you know, him giving us that stamp of approval, like, you know, kind of like passing the torch, you know, that one always stood out to me.
Mm. So, okay, let me ask you: Was you talking about your grandfather, right?
Yes.
Was your grandfather prior military?
Yes.
Yeah,
That's
that
why
makes
that's why he did us
exactly,
like that, huh? That's why he did us
exactly.
like that, huh?
Huh?
Yeah, my dad. That's why he did us like
Yeah.
that too, huh? Because I guess his daddy
Exactly.
did him like that.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And my daddy waking us up to sing.
Exactly. So,
He
yeah.
waking
So,
me up to play drums. Like I'm playing the drums late at night. Come play this early in the morning Gap
Yeah,
band.
right.
well,
Right.
get up
I'm
and play
always
this.
playing that early in the morning, bro. When I tell you, I'm hitting that joint at I don't know what age.
They wake you up early in the
6,
morning to
7.
play early in the morning.
Yeah, he wake me up.
Exactly. And that's
Exactly.
where we got like our musical feel from. Like, you know, even when like choosing beats and like kind of knowing like melodies and like rhyme patterns, because it's like
Mm-hmm.
the type of music they had us listening to was like a lot of soul music, a lot of feel good music, a
Mm-hmm.
lot of blues, a lot of gospel, like stuff that just kind of like felt good to the spirit. So, you know,
Right.
we naturally incorporated that into our rap. So it's almost like spiritual rap, but we're not rapping gospel.
Or as my mama said, what she be saying?
The
Rapper
ghost.
ghost.
She catch the rapper
She
ghost.
be catching the rapper
Guess the
ghost.
rapper goes.
That's what she said. When they cry at the shows, that's what they be having.
Look, they got the rapper ghosts. Oh, that's
Yeah,
dope.
we
I
stay.
like that.
Hey, don't come to my shows if you're not ready to cry, because we stay with the tears. I don't know what be going on in there.
Don't come to the show if you ain't ready to get the rapper ghosts. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Look, don't
that's
come
right.
there if you ain't ready to cry, because they don't be
That's
playing
right.
at my shows
That's
we have.
right.
They do not be
We'll
playing.
be up there crying too if
We
if
be up there.
get too
Hey,
passionate.
it happen
Y'all,
once or twice. It happen like once or twice.
like y'all be crying too. Like, yeah, I feel it. Yeah, hold up, y'all. Wait. Gotta wipe it off
Hold
a little
up,
bit.
hold up.
Hold up.
That's my
But
friend. She passed away. Hold on.
hey, sometimes it be real, especially if that's the context of the song, the message of the song.
That's
Yeah.
exactly what happened, and that's
Exact-
exactly
Oh, yeah.
why it happened. It's never been like regular. Like that's happened to me a couple times. My friend
Oh,
passed
yeah.
away. I got bars about her, and next thing you know, I'm like, oh, I can't.
You're like, oh, you're
Bruh,
like, wait a minute, y'all.
I
need
can't
to
even
take
get
a
through
break.
the verse.
They crying too. The whole audience. Oh yeah, bruh. That's
right
right.
with me.
Yeah, for sure. Okay, so before I ask my next question, we have another question. It says, "Have y'all ever opened up for any mainstream artists?" And I'm
Man,
assuming who?
plenty. We did Amigos when they were first coming out. We did Rich Homie Quan when he was first coming out. We did Big Crit before. We've done
yeah, Big Crit.
Lil Boosie as soon as he got out of jail from Touchdown to Cause Hell tour.
Yeah.
And all these were competitions that we won. Being able to do this, like literally, like
Oh, wow.
competition, where they picked us. All of these were those. Who else?
That's
Did we do
dope.
3-6 Mafia once?
Mafia,
We did La Chat before. I mean, who
Yeah,
else?
me bitch dead.
My thing disconnected.
Deb Atney. Yeah, we done. You
Yeah,
disconnected. over there?
Boosie lived down here where I live somewhere.
Hold on, I got it back.
I seen him at the grocery store one day.
I've heard he stay in your area.
Yeah, he stayed down here somewhere where I live. I saw him at the grocery
The
store.
concept-
I was like, I ain't even gonna bother. I'm just gonna keep it moving. But I was like, yeah, I see. But yeah. He
One
was
of the
going to.
concert, the concert that we actually did for Boosie was like one of the like biggest crowds that we performed in front of, like
Oh, wow.
over 13,000 people. So that was like that was also a memorable performance. Just like
Mhm.
the first time we were like on a big stage, Boosie. The first time we were like
Right.
on a real big stage.
Yeah, I'm sure 13,000 people.
Right. So we're in an arena, so it's like being able to like it's kind of like proving to ourselves like okay, like when we get to this point, like we know how to control this type of stage and this type of venue. So that was cool too.
Yeah. So I was hitting them flips on that stage. Root, I hitting the flips
that's right.
on the stage.
Flips on the stage. So I had a chance to listen to your music. I always listen to everybody. If they got music to listen to, I'm listening to it, right? So I called y'all a supergroup. I'm going to explain why. Because there's not many groups that can deliver the level of artistry and creativity, artistry that I hear in your music, right? I mean, we got a ton of artists out here. I don't know if they all super artists. Like J. Cole for me is a super artist. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a super. Kendrick is a super artist.
For sure.
Right. I think y'all a super group. I think somebody, whoever that is going to be, that gets y'all to wherever y'all want to be, whoever that person is going to be like, oh, I'm taking y'all. Let's go. Because here's what I listened to today, right? And you're gonna be like, Dad, you listen to all that? Here's what I listened to today. I listened to all of Loyalty and Passion.
Okay.
I'm gonna tell you hands down, that's my favorite. Oh
that's
man,
that's my favorite too.
Y'all, what did y'all do on that album, bro? Like, bro, like for real, like I'm about to get the rapper goals, right? You know what I'm saying? Like, bro.
You about to get the rapper goals over
bro,
there,
what did y'all do on this? Okay, look. So there's look, I gotta bring up one of my I gotta bring up my phone. Hold on. There's a song on here. I could hook it up and play this. Oh gosh, bro, like there's a song on here. It is called. First of all, the whole album is phenomenal. I bet you see.
Appreciate you, man.
I bet you see. Oh man. Oh man. Wait, hold on to me. Rapper goes, right?
All right, rapper goes. Give him a minute.
I don't know what y'all did on this album, but that was the first thing I listened to was Loyalty and Passion. I was like, I am a fan already. As soon as I heard that, I was like, oh, as soon as the first, it's so melodic. It's so it's right, Jaquita. It's right, rapper goes. It's so melodic. The instrumentation, like live instruments and strings and horns and melodies, and you don't hear that too often. You know what I'm saying? Like you'll hear it in Cole's music, you'll hear it in some of Rick Ross's music because Justice League and all of them.
Right.
But yo, that whole from beginning to end, there was not one song that I did not like on that album. That is tough.
That's real love.
There's only certain albums that I can listen to from beginning to end. Right? 2014 Forest Hills Drives is one of them.
Love it.
Loyalty and Passion is one of them. There ain't many albums I can listen to. To Pimp a Butterfly is one of them. You know what I'm saying? Like Loyalty and Passion is one of them. That is.
Man, we appreciate that, man. You putting us in.
Don't even do that. Don't even do that.
Bruh.
You're doing a lot, boy. You're doing a lot.
Bruh. I was like, look, y'all, if y'all have not heard Loyalty and Passion, it was released in 2022, right? 2020?
Yes. Yep.
2022.
2020.
Last year. Y'all need to go listen to that. Y'all need to listen to all you. Ladies and gentlemen, all y'all who are listening today, if you had not listened to Loyalty and Passion, please go listen to that album.
Loyalty and Passion.
Oh my gosh! As soon as it comes on, you're gonna be like, I enjoyed I was playing Call of Duty earlier, right? I was playing Call of Duty, listening to it. And I'm like, I was getting killed because I was like, wait a minute, let me rewind that back. What do you say? Oh, yo, this is how this mug come on. So dope, right? So I listened to Loyalty and Passion. I listened to Urgent Thoughts. Right? All the songs are Urgent Thoughts. I listened to Pieces of the Puzzle, which was dope. And I listened to Colorful Nights, which was dope. Wow. I listened to Third Flu. I listened to Third Flu too. You know what I'm saying? Like, but I didn't listen to the one that you mentioned before, which I got to go back and listen to. But I even listened to Third Flu. I was like, yo, that's dope. But Loyalty and Passion. So talk about your music. What is your philosophy behind the music that you make?
Man, I would say we create music like in waves, like in seasons. Like say like for Loyalty and Passion. Like I knew I wanted to make an album that like was like a musical journey. Because a lot of our albums were like, we're gonna have fun here, we're gonna have some for the ladies here, some of the club here. But I want
do it all,
I wanted to make it like a concentrated effort to like give like a consistent message and a consistent flow, and like give them like our like passion, like loyalty and passion, just exactly like what the name says. So like when I say like we write in seasons, so we may go 3-4 months and not write anything at all, like because nothing just has inspired us. But then it's like once we catch like a wave of inspiration, I call it like whenever God like puts his hands on us and tell us to write something, we may write 10-15 songs in a 2-3 week span, and those songs will end up being songs like what you heard on Loyalty and Passion. And like some of the songs on Loyalty and Passion, some of those were recorded 3 years prior to Loyalty and Passion ever coming out. But you just would never know because, like I said, the music is always ahead of its time. Like I can put a song on the same album that I recorded 4 years ago as the same one I recorded yesterday, and you wouldn't know that I recorded these songs 4 years apart. So we feed off of each other's energy a lot. Like I could write a verse like by myself, or I can write a verse with him, right? He can go write a verse by himself, and we can come together on that same beat, and we'll have similar messages, say similar things, say some of the same words, like without even being around each other. It's like it's gotten to that point because we've been doing it for so long. Actually, we've been doing it for so long, hearing each other for so long. Sometimes we question our own selves, like,
was that good?
Is this even good? Like, it's like we're so used
we'd be
to
like, you don't tell me because I don't know. You might say it's good. Like, we don't really know.
It's like when something becomes so second nature, it's like you may write it effortlessly, so to the point where you question, like,
I don't think it's good.
It's not. It can't be good. I wrote it too fast, or it was too easy. It can't be good.
I need somebody to hear this to approve before I further the verse. That was a writing curve too. Like that's one of the things that kind of like when you're saying like one of the trials, tribulations. That's one of those. Like, man, is this good? I don't know. I'm just
let me get someone to validate it. Right. Let me get somebody to validate whether it's good or not. And in your spirit, you probably
fan. It can't be somebody who already listens to my music. Like
exactly because they could be like, I love it. It's dope.
Yeah.
So,
right.
That's right. Yeah, you got to get somebody who's really going to be constructive and go, that's not it. Yeah. Right.
And it's just an artist thing. Sometimes it's an artist. It's like you don't actually think that it's not good. You know what I'm saying? Because you know that you're talented at what you're doing. It's just like overthinking and like wanting it to be perfect. Because we always aim to like make it as good as we can make it. Like we never want to like settle or sell ourselves short. So like we like try to overachieve. So like even when we fall short to ourselves, like it may sound like perfect to someone else because we can always find a critique about it.
Yeah. Well, that's added to my playlist right there.
It's love, man.
Definitely. Oh my God, all the albums were dope, but definitely Loyalty and Passion. When I heard that, I was like, it reminded me of like, okay, so it reminded me of, like I said, you had some J. Cole influences, right? So it reminded me of like 03 Adolescence of 2014.
Okay.
It reminded me of course, like stuff like Love Yours.
That's one of his favorite joints.
Song. That's my favorite song in the whole world.
I love Love Yours.
Yeah. There's no song better than that for me. Like Love Yours.
I love Love Yours. On How to Pimp a Butterfly, How Much Does a Dollar Cost? Have you heard that song?
I like that record. Yep.
Right.
Yep.
And then This Is What It Feels Like with Nipsey and Jay-Z. Like it has that feel, right? So like Mike and Keys.
It's all that soul.
Yeah, so that's so Mike and Keys out in LA made the This Is What It Feels Like song for Nip. And so him and 1500. But it has that feel, right? I'm listening to it. I'm like, it has melodies and bells and horns and strings and like real instruments. You don't hear that. You don't really hear that a lot today. You hear a lot of I don't want to call them manufactured, right? That's not what the term is, but I don't know. I mean, I'm in Atlanta, right? You're in Atlanta, so Atlanta.
It's like cookie cutter. That's what I would call it.
Yeah, like cookie cutter.
Like, it's not that it's not dope. It's just cookie cutter. Like it's
just cookie cutter.
Like, okay.
That's right.
Right. It doesn't go beyond a certain point. Right?
So when I heard it, it took me back to like when I first heard Rick Ross stuff when he was Justice League was making all the stuff. I'm like, oh, and I like melodic stuff, right? Soul stuff. You know what I'm saying? You said that you grew up around that, so.
The sound is big, like the Nipsey record you was talking about, like the J. Like it's just a big sound. Ross has like a big sound.
Big sound.
But you still have to have the voice to feel the sound. But yeah, it's just a good match.
Yes. Tarika says the best album. I hope you're talking about Loyalty and Passion.
Loyalty and Passion.
Best album. Oh my gosh, yes. From what I heard, gentlemen, that is the best. Oh my gosh.
I mean, we.
I ain't trying to geek out on the album. You know what I'm saying? Like I do production. I know a lot of people.
That's the latest today, right?
Yeah, it's the latest today.
Like, that's the latest today. You know, that's the latest one
we got some special coming. We got some special coming this year that we've been working hard on as well, man. To follow that up, man. So we can measure up to that, man. That's big though, man.
So that's the question. So what's next for you?
Right.
We're trying to put together it's pretty much finished, man. We just like doing what we do, like the overachieving, the perfecting, the going in and fixing all the little small details. But we got a project, an album that we're looking to put out later this year. We got a lot, when it comes to like merchandising, when it comes to like new visuals that we've been working on all of 2022, just preparing for 2023. To make sure that it's right.
Visuals that we've been working on and visuals that are already done too.
Sometimes like we'll have so much stuff like it'll get old to us because we'll have it sitting, like I said, like I bet you see, like it was recorded maybe 3-4 years ago, but they just not getting it last year. So like we'll be having all these songs ready to be released, and we'll be on to the next recording the other one.
That's right. Yeah.
So it's kind of hard to kind of even enjoy it in real time.
Right, because all the stuff is old.
right, because it's old to us. It's new to everybody else.
Loyalty and Passion is old as hell to us.
Right,
like,
right, see?
I can still put it on, and it still makes me.
But it's enjoyable because it's timeless.
Exactly.
Definitely enjoyable.
It's timeless.
Sure.
That's right, because it's timeless. So that's what I mean when I say supergroup. Like the music you make is, as soon as I heard, that was the very first thing I heard, Loyalty and Passion. I was like, yes. I'm definitely going to listen to that again, and I'm definitely going to do something with it where we'll see where I go from here with that. But
okay.
That definitely is something I want to talk about, is Loyalty and Passion to the audience. So so a new album is a new project will be coming this year. So Tarika said that you're doing a listening party this weekend. Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, we are this weekend.
Yeah, we're
preparing for the album still.
Preparing for the album, yeah. Like just kind of, we do like small focus groups in different cities, like private small focus groups to where we let some fans test out the music to see like what records they like. We did one in Atlanta a few weeks ago, man. If we had connected before then, you definitely would have been in the building.
Oh yeah, you could have came through. Yeah, that joint was fire. We had the drink, we had the food.
So yeah, it's like a preview of like the upcoming album, like like getting the fans, small group of fans, kind of like yeah.
I could be there, and I could have a camera with the mic, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, hey, so you're making a new album today. So what's kind of thing? And boom, put the
pull up.
I do media. This is what I do. I do real media type stuff.
Pull up on us, man.
Straight like that. Be fun in the building.
I do real media type stuff for the music community. So man, so let me ask you this next question as we get ready to wrap up. We've been on here for about an hour. I don't know if it felt like an hour to you, but it's been an hour already. What advice would you have for anybody getting into this industry? What would you tell them?
I go first, man. I would tell them you have to be patient and learn as much as you can. Get better at your craft at all costs. Like there's never a downtime. There's never a time that you can't be working on your craft in some type of way. And it doesn't have to always be writing. Sometimes you need to study people that have done it better than you, or that have been successful at doing it. Study people that you enjoy, because there's always someone that you can grab something from and learn from. But my biggest thing is, man, I would say is like resiliency, like knowing that it's going to be a million opportunities that that may not be for you. Though it may look shiny, but it's not always gold. So, just kind of like staying true to yourself. And if you stay true to yourself and you be authentic, like the people are going to feel it and the energy is going to come to you as long as you're going towards it.
Yeah, authenticity is it's crazy.
Right.
What about yourself, Big D?
What about you, D?
Yeah, for me, kind of some of the same stuff, really, man. Definitely being, who you are, and staying true to yourself. Same thing, for real, for real. I'm really big on that, for real. Just people being who you are and doing it because it's what you want to do. Make sure it's what you want to do too. I feel like whatever you're doing, make sure that's what you really want to do. You'll figure out in life what's calling and what's coming to you. And, don't fight it. Make sure
That's
it's
right.
what you want to do. And that's gonna make you feel good about it because it's what you're supposed to be doing. It's your calling. It's coming to you. Don't go after something that don't feel right. If it don't feel right, then it probably ain't.
Not right.
If it feel
don't feel
good
right,
when making that music and you crying
right.
about it and all this stuff
You got
like
the
that.
rapper.
Like,
You got the
it
rapper
must be
ghost.
something- Right.
That's
It
right.
must be something to you. If anything brings tears to your eyes, you must really love it. So.
That's right.
Yep. And
That's right.
you're going to come across a lot of people in this industry on your way up. You just kind of got to know, like he was saying about it not feeling right. Like if you got to question it too many times, then it's probably just not for you. Like you want to be sure. Just be sure about your decisions that you're making because at some point every decision is going to count, man. Because we only get one life to live. You only get so
Look
much
at our
time.
business partner down here. My family member.
Make it count.
Partner.
Make it count. What do you say?
Jay Banks. My business partner, my
he
family
said,
member, my brother,
get
my
your business
everything. He
straight.
said, get your business straight.
Oh, yeah.
That's one of our, like, he looking right now. That's my
Get your
business.
business straight. A lot of times people want to just focus on the artistry or the craft or the production or what. Get your business straight. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
right.
Absolutely get your business straight.
Right. That's coming from one of our members on the team.
Yeah, because what you don't want to have, that's what I'm saying. Because what you don't want to happen is you don't want to have to go back and then get your business straight. You want your business straight now so that you can move forward seamlessly, easy. You know what I mean? Like, that's what makes, yeah, for sure. But, man, gentlemen, it has been a pleasure chit-chat and getting to know you and to just learn more about you, of course, your music. And I had to, like I said, I was in here jamming to it and oh yeah, my wife's like, what you listening to? I'm like, Lord and Passion, this thing is crazy. But yeah, man. So how can people connect with you? Where can they learn more about you and connect with you?
Community.
So you can, of course, all social media apps, of course, like, you got your YouTube, your Instagram. But for people that want, like, direct contact with Loyalty is Timeless, whether it's, advice, encouraging words, whether it's you want to know when the next show
is, all that
releases, you'll tap into the community. So we have a number, matter of fact. I ain't memorized it by heart, but I'm going to call it out.
Yeah, right here. Go ahead.
We got 770-746-8405. I'm going to repeat that one more time just for the people. And this is the number to the community where you have direct access to Loyalty is Timeless. You get exclusive updates on when the new music's coming out, new videos.
Stuff that don't nobody know.
When we're in your city. Like, you're going to get first dibs on everything. Again, that number is 770-746-8405. And all you have to do is just text Loyalty to that number, and the rest, everything else take care of itself.
I'll put it in the chat.
Yeah, for sure.
Right, so they can see it, man.
Yep.
And
That
text
way
the word
they can-
loyalty.
And if you text us, it will be one of us responding. Like, it's not like
gonna be us.
It's not
Oh,
like
we're finna do it right now. Watch it. I need to get on this list.
Five of us.
I need to get on this list. So,
Yeah, we got 4 people on the team right now, so it's gonna be 1, 2, 3, or 4.
6.
One that just says
8405. I need to be on that list. I need to. Bam. Look at that. Boom.
Yes, sir.
There it is right there. But yeah, y'all make sure y'all do that. Join the community. Make sure you support. I am all about supporting the independent music creator and what we do as independents, because a lot of times we don't get the shine. You know what I'm saying? Like it goes to like the Grammys. You know what I mean? And I feel as independents we work just as hard, or maybe harder than they do, because we don't really have the backing and the financial support and all these other things like they do. So, I am all about the independent music creator, and that's why we exist here at We Create Music TV. But man, gentlemen, if you can hold on for just one moment while I close this out, I would appreciate it. All right, ladies and gentlemen, man, I hope you enjoyed tonight. We had a chance to just really chop it up with Controversy and Big D. Loyalty is timeless. Make sure you check out their music. Make sure you go get Loyalty and Passion. Make sure you check out. I got a whole list. Right, when I say I got a list right here. Make sure you check out Loyalty and Passion, Colorful Nights, Urgent Thoughts, Pieces to the Puzzle, and all the new music that they're going to be having coming out in 2023. Make sure to support. Make sure to join the community. Because that's what we're really all about, right? Make sure you support us in what we do so that we can continue to bring content like this to you. But thank you for being here tonight. Thank you for just being a great audience, asking questions. Y'all know I love interaction. So thank you very much. Have a great night. Peace.